Back up. Let's talk about diarrhea, my favourite topic. I knew you were going to smile when I said that. Some people often wonder how I could do a job the way I do, talk about bowel motions all day, texture stool and all that kind of stuff. But hey, it's a job, all right? Pays the bills. No, I enjoy it. I do enjoy working with patients, especially with functional gut problems and things like that. So I don't see it being any different than being an electrician or being a plumber, right? So what's the question today? How to relieve diarrhea? How to stop it quickly? First, you've got to find out what caused it, all right? Oftentimes it's an irritation. People eat too much food, way too much. They eat either unripe fruit or greasy food or too many nuts like peanuts, or they're going to combine alcohol or caffeine with different types of foods. So stop this kind of stuff. A really simple diet, a basic diet of just a few steamed vegetables is all I would do if I had chronic diarrhea. I look at probiotics, probably 50 billion count or 100 billion count, something like that, a good count. I would look maybe a bit of glutamine powder, but personally I've never really had diarrhea that bad. I've had quite loose bowel motions, but in my case it was stress. But if you've got really liquidy kind of motion, sometimes you'll need to resort to extreme measures to do, what can you take? Well, different things work for different people. I found glutamine powder works for a lot of people very quickly. Other people say rolled oats or different types of foods in the diet. The big thing is to stay hydrated and back off. So if you fast when you've got diarrhea and just drink plenty of water, just sort of pure tepid water, it'll make a big difference in your recovery rate. I would just recommend a probiotic, maybe some glutamine powder, and to rest up. You'll find it within literally a day or so that the diarrhea should back right off. If the diarrhea is really bad, like if you're having like 20 motions a day and it's almost liquidy, if there's any blood or mucus coming out, you need to get medical attention because you could have like, a big amoeba kind of infection there too. So try and find out when you got the diarrhea, how long you've had it for. These are all important factors in understanding on how to quickly deal with it. But the quicker you find a solution at the beginning, the faster you'll recover. And I often find fasting really works with diarrhea. However, if you've got irritable bowel syndrome, again, the garbage can diagnosis, do the stool test. If you've got inflammatory bowel disease and you keep having this really bad diarrhea, you'll need to test for it. But if you know that, that's different. But if this is acute and you're in a foreign country, for example, it's almost certainly to be of a parasitic origin. Watch my upcoming video to explain on what to take with you when you go overseas, the different types of things that could help you recover quickly from conditions that you may develop over there, okay? But yeah, some people say, for example, toast, a piece of toasted bread will work quite well. Everyone's got their own home remedies, but I found just fasting for several hours, drinking water, resting up, taking it easy to be the best to relieve it really fast. But try and keep away from all forms of caffeine and alcohol for probably a week or two around that period when you've got the diarrhea, because you're just going to irritate the gut and just continue the diarrhea on further, okay? You can try different herbal solutions, and if it's extreme, some people take drugs like Imodium, for example, pharmaceutical drugs to back things off really quick, but then they get constipation, okay? So you don't want to take a pharmaceutical medication in large amounts to quickly stop the diarrhea, only to be bunged up and then not be able to go to the toilet for several days. Then you've got the other problem that you're facing, okay? So the quickest solution, in my opinion, is to rest up. Thanks for tuning in.